Welcome back, my crafty friends. Today I am going to be making a utensil holder, and I had a really cute owl one and it got broken, so I'm going to make a new one. So you're going to need a can. I didn't use a can opener, the manual can opener. I use an electric one, so this is smooth. If yours is not, I would tape it with masking tape. Then I cut out 2 circles out of cardboard. I cut out what I think the head should look like, and I kind of drew on it, but that's not what it's going to look like. And then I cut out 2 things of wings. I did put tape on the sides I want so that I know which way they're going to go onto my owl. So first off, I rounded my cardboard just like this, so it'll go around, and I'm going to put some glue on to secure my circle to my can. You can use any glue you want. You could use hot glue. It's your choice. I believe I'm going to get a rubber band to hold this on. So give me a minute. I have rubber bands here somewhere. It's kind of staying, but I'd like it a little tighter. And I knew I had rubber bands somewhere near me. So I apologize for moving the camera, but I would like this to stay secure. So I have my rubber band, and I'm going to put it around my can and make it secure on the can. You can keep the rubber band on there. I'm going to be using Mod Podge to begin with. You can use more than one rubber band. It's entirely up to you. Now I'm going to put glue on this piece. And I'm going to lift up my rubber band. Push this underneath. And there I have the body so far of my owl. Now I'm going to stick on the owl's head. Taking this side. Again with the glue. I'm not doing it all the way up to the top because I am not sticking it all the way on there. So you want to make sure it's lined up good. And I have to adjust this one. So thank goodness it's not adhered. And then I'm going to get another rubber band and put it around her little head where I want it. I want it up a little bit because I want the front a little higher than the back. You can make yours as tall as you'd like it. Here's what she looks like so far. Her little head and her body. Now I have her wings, and like I said, I put tape on them so I know which way for them to go, but I believe owl's wings come down. My owl's wings are going to come down. Now I'm going to try and fold my wing a bit, and what I mean by that is I'm trying to make the cardboard a little easier to manipulate because it's going on a round can. So I'm going to put the wings this way on my can. They can stick out. I have no problem with that. I might end up putting some aluminum foil on there too, but I really want right here on there. So I'm going to get my glue and glue up top here, and I'm also going to put it under said rubber band. So there's her one wing. Now I'm going to try to do the other wing the same way. I freehanded this. I just went online looking up ceramic owls, and when I found one that looked similar to the item I had, I just freehanded it. Excuse me. So you want to put your wing in, and you want to make sure they're kind of straight, even. If they're not, adjust them. I don't mind it sticking out. I prefer that. So here she is right now, and oh, I need these. My goodness, this should be over top. The face part should be over top. You can have it underneath if you like, but I want that to stick out also. But it's going to change dynamics when I put the Mod Podge on. So when you lay it down or set it down, you want to make sure that the wings aren't real, like making it uneven, if that makes sense. So I move them up some so that it'll sit flush, because it's going to hold utensils in my kitchen. You can move your head around if you think it's too high. It's your choice. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to wait for this to dry, and then I will come back and we will move on to the next part. But before we do that, I just want to let you know that I had ripped up a bunch of paper, and I have flour, and sorry, trying to put his little wing back on because I was messing with him, and her wings came off. So I put them back on, make sure that it stays flush. I'm going to leave it alone right now. So you're going to need flour, you're going to need water, and you're going to need glue. Now I have Elmer's glue in here, and I also have this mixed with water so that I can do other crafts. So I don't know if I'm going to really need a lot of water. So I am going to put the glue mixture in with my flour and mix it up. This is how I do pretty much all of my paper mache projects. I think this has the best consistency where everything sticks together. I do have, or I have done in the past, where I take the paper and I rip it up and I make like a paper mess. So here it is. It's kind of runny. You can add more flour. It's entirely up to you. So she is still sitting here, and it is still getting glued. You can keep, honest to goodness, you can keep your rubber bands on there. You can take them off. I believe I'm going to take the top one off, but I'm going to wait a little bit to make sure that this stays firm. So I'm going to leave the bottom one on, but I'm going to take the top one off. And that's how you want your mixture to be. Okay. Here she is with her little owl hands or wings and her can. So I'm going to start probably, I'm thinking the bottom near the wing. I think I'm going to define the wing, but I also want to grab a little tin foil. This is very cheap tin foil that I got from Dollar Tree, and I want to put this, folding it, and I want it under the wing so that the wing sticks out a bit. See that? I want the wings to stick out a bit. And you can put as much or as little as you like. I'm just taking a little bit. Oh, it fell out. I'm putting it in here because I need a little definition on my wings. Yeah, the piece fell out. I just want you to be able to see them also. I think I'm going to glue this in there and then I'll be back. The next thing I do is, she's all secure. I'm going to leave those on there. And I have my paste, and I'm going to put my paper in the paste. And this is where it gets very, very messy. And I am going to turn her over, because I'd like to start with the bottom of my owl. Whoops. She just wanted to roll away. Okay, so I'm going to put my glue behind it to hold her still. And then I'm going to take my paper mache and I pulled it through, and I'm going to start at the bottom and I'm going to start wrapping my paper mache around. So to show you what I mean, I'm going to move this camera over. Here is my mixture. I put the paper in. Then I take it out and I run my fingers down it so that I don't have a glob of my mixture. And I'm trying to stick my paper mache around on my little owl on the inside of the wings. So just continue to do that to the inside of the wings. Go through here and bring it around to the back. So I'm going to continue to build up my little owl, and using my paper mache, you can rip it in half. It doesn't have to be that long. And now the problem is where the rubber bands are, I can't get in that crevice, and that's fine. So I'm just going to continue, it doesn't have to be perfect, of putting the paper on my owl. Make sure you run your fingers down so that you're not wasting a lot of your mixture also. And I'm going to turn her around. And as you can see, it's not, well, there she goes. She's staying up. That's shocking. She is staying up. So I'm going to start at the top back here and start layering my paper mache. So I'm going to go continue this, and I will come back when I am done with my paper mache. I really want my owl to have a little bit of a pot belly. So what I'm doing is I'm taking a couple pieces of paper, folding it in half, dipping it in my paste, and I'm layering it in the front because I'd like a little pot belly. So I'm just going to continue to build that up. I'm going to have to work on the wings because I just basically covered everything, but I'd like him to have, him or her, a little bit of a pot belly. So I'm just going to continue to layer and layer and layer until I feel happy with the way my owl's belly looks. It's still very wet, and it will remain very wet for about 24 hours, and I am going to have to trim up his wings, her wings, whatever. But for right now, I'm trying to make a little pot belly for my owl. Now for the feet, I took paper, just regular paper, squunched it up. Okay, I'm going to put it in the mixture. Then I'm going to get another piece of paper, because it's just for his little talons. And I'm going to keep wrapping around. I want to make it kind of roundish, so I'm rolling it in my hands, and I'm going to continue to build up my little talon, and I'm going to want to make a point. So as I'm going, I'm pinching the ends to make a point, and I'm going to keep working on that. But you just want a little bit of a point, and then I believe I'm going to have them going this way. They might be, let me turn this down some, like that, or maybe like that. I don't know exactly. Maybe like that. I am unclear how I'm going to do the little feet, but for the feet and the beak, the same way for the beak, which will go up here. Same thing, just wrap it around, keep wrapping it, keep rolling it between your hands, get some kind of a point, and that could be the beak right there. I like that. I'm going to put it in the middle and let that dry. And not sure if I'm actually going to put the feet on. I'm still working on trying to make my owl pretty doggone heavy in the middle. So I'm going to keep building that up and come back, and I'm also going to cut and define my wings when it gets a little drier. Not totally dry, because then it'll be hard for me to cut. But going to keep building him up. Pretty excited about the way my owl is turning out. And just going to keep building up the belly. Here is what my little owl looks like. These are not ears, they're just like puppies from his eyes. So here's what he looks like. He's all done with the Mod Podge. It's hard. So I made his beak. I didn't make him little feet. But the next thing I want to do is take my glue gun and make some designs on my bird. So I'm going to do little lines down for his wings with hot glue, some squigglies, just to have some definition. And I'm going to do different designs on all of my beautiful owl. I just want to give it some definition. That is all. Now for around where I'm going to put the eyes, and I'm using these little flowers for the eyes, so I think they'll be precious. But owls have all that fur around their eyes, so I'm going to take my hot glue gun and just make little lines going down that'll come out from his little eyes. So I just want some definition. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do that, and then when that's done, I have every color of brown paint that I own. I have yellow paint, black, and white. So I'm going to start painting him and see how he looks. But this is how he looks right now. I have little swirlies over here. I have some swirlies back here. The purple is glue. I was going to try to do the swirlies with glue. That did not pan out. So I'm going to keep working on it. And before I paint it, I got to get all the little wispies from the hot glue gun so that I can have a smooth surface to paint. So I painted my little owl, and then I did yellow around his little eyes, and then I put flowers on. I put gold foil on his nose and a little bit up here. And after I painted him or her, I then put Mod Podge on it. So here he is. He is going to hold my spoons and stuff downstairs near my sink. So this is what he looks like on the inside. You can still see the can. And here he is. Thanks so much for watching. Have a blessed day, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye.